Tonight, we lift our eyes from the ground and turn them toward the silence of the heavens. Above us, stretching across the dark canopy of the night, lies a band of luminous white, a faint glowing river that bisects the sky. It is a sight that has captivated every human being who has ever looked up from a dark place, from the ancient shepherds on the hillsides to the sailors navigating the black oceans. This is the Milky Way. It is our home. It is the island of light in which we live. But from our vantage point here on Earth, embedded deep within its disk, we see it only as a stream of milk spilled across the velvet darkness. To understand it and to find rest within it, we must let our imaginations float upward, leaving the weight of the planet behind, drifting out into the quiet coolness of space to view our galaxy as it truly is. Imagine floating in the deep void, far above the plane of the galaxy. From this distance, the Milky Way reveals itself not as a streak, but as a magnificent, spiraling pinwheel of light. It is immense, a structure so vast that light itself takes 100,000 years to cross from one side to the other. It is a city of stars, a collection of perhaps 400 billion suns, bound together by the invisible heavy hand of gravity. Suspended in the emptiness of the universe, it glows with a soft, ethereal light, a mixture of the brilliant blue of young stars, the warm gold of old stars, and the deep, mysterious red of glowing gas clouds. The galaxy is not still. It is turning, but the rotation is so slow, so majestic, that it defies our human sense of time. It takes the Milky Way over 200 million years to complete a single rotation. It is a movement so grand that it appears motionless to us. It is like a great mill wheel turning in the current of the cosmos, grinding out the eons with infinite patience. There is no rush here. The stars are not hurrying to complete their orbits. They are drifting, carried along by the momentum of billions of years, moving in perfect harmony with the laws of physics. Let us focus on the structure of this island. It is flat like a disc or a vinyl record floating in the dark, but it is not perfectly flat. It is slightly warped, bending gently at the edges like the brim of a hat, distorted by the gravitational dance with its smaller satellite galaxies. In the center, there is a bulge, a dense glowing heart where the stars are packed tight. Radiating out from this center are the arms, the spiral arms. They are long, curving trails of starlight and dust, winding around the core like ribbons. They have names that sound like ancient poetry. The Perseus arm, the Scutum Centaurus arm, the Norma arm, the Sagittarius arm. These are the neighborhoods of the galaxy, the avenues where the stars live. The space between the stars is not empty. It is filled with the interstellar medium, a thin, tenuous mist of gas and dust. From our distant viewpoint, this dust looks like dark smoke. It creates lanes of shadow that run through the bright arms of the galaxy, splitting the light. These are the great rifts, the dark rivers within the river of light. They are cold. They are quiet. They are the blankets under which new stars are sleeping, waiting to be born. The contrast between the bright starlight and the dark dust creates a texture of immense beauty, a cosmic chiaroscuro painted on the canvas of the void. We are drifting slowly toward one of these spiral arms, the Orion Spur. It is a minor arm, a bridge between the major structures, but it is important to us because it is where we live. As we approach, the band of light resolves into individual stars, millions of them. Some are bright and piercing, burning with a furious intensity. Others are dim and red, glowing softly like dying embers. They are separated by distances that are impossible to truly comprehend. Trillions of miles of silence lie between each point of light. This separation is the safety of the galaxy. The stars are polite neighbors. They keep their distance. They allow each other the space to exist, to hold their planets, to nurture their worlds. The silence here in the spiral arm is profound. It is a silence that has weight. It presses against you, not with force, but with presence. It is the silence of a library that has existed for 13 billion years. Every star has a story. Every star is a sun to some potential world, and yet there is no noise. The thermonuclear fires burn silently in the vacuum, The solar winds blow without a sound. The planets orbit without a whisper. To be here is to be immersed in a peace that is absolute. Let your mind wander along the curve of the spiral arm. It curves gently, wrapping around the galactic center. It is a density wave, a traffic jam of stars. As the stars orbit, they move into the arm, slow down slightly due to gravity, and then move out again. The arm itself is a pattern, a wave moving through the disk. It is like watching waves move across a field of wheat. The wheat stays rooted, but the wave travels. The stars are the wheat. The spiral arm is the wind. It is a slow, rhythmic pulsing of density, a heartbeat that takes eons to beat once. Look at the colors again. The spiral arms are blue. This is because they are full of massive young, hot stars. These stars live fast and die young, never moving far from the gas clouds where they were born. They define the shape of the arms, tracing the skeleton of the galaxy in ultraviolet light. Between the arms, the galaxy is dimmer, filled with older, yellower stars like our sun, drifting in the quieter spaces. We are currently in such a space, a quiet backwater, a suburb of the galaxy. We are safe here, far from the chaotic activity of the dense clusters, far from the dangerous radiation of the central core. We are in the Goldilocks zone of the galaxy itself, a place perfectly suited for a long, quiet sleep. The Milky Way is old. It began forming shortly after the dawn of the universe, coalescing from the primordial clouds of hydrogen and helium. It has been growing, spinning, and evolving for over 13 billion years. Think of that time scale, 13 billion years. Our daily worries, our schedules, our deadlines, they vanish into insignificance against such a background. The galaxy does not care what time it is. It does not care if you are late. It simply spins. It has seen generations of stars rise and fall. It has seen the birth of our sun. It has watched the earth cool from molten rock to a blue marble. It is the ultimate witness, patient and unjudging. As we float here, looking down at the disk, we can feel the gravity of the galaxy holding us. It is not a crushing weight, but a gentle tether. It keeps the sun from flying off into the intergalactic void. It keeps the stars in their lanes. It is a binding force, a cosmic embrace. We are part of this structure. The atoms in our bodies were forged in the fires of these stars. We are not just observing the Milky Way. We are made of the Milky Way. We are a piece of the galaxy that has woken up, looked around, and decided to rest. The milk of the Milky Way is a soft light. It is not harsh. It is diffused by the distance and the dust. It is the perfect nightlight. It glows with a steady consistency. Unlike the moon, which waxes and wanes, or the planets which wander, the background glow of the galaxy is constant. It is always there, a band of reassurance wrapping around the Earth. Even when the clouds cover it, even when the sun shines, the galaxy is there, holding its shape, holding its stars, holding us. Imagine the view from a planet located deep inside a molecular cloud, one of those dark patches we saw earlier. The sky there would be dark, darker than our blackest nights, but perhaps through a break in the clouds, a beam of starlight shines through. A single shaft of light in the cavern of dust. The dust particles are cold, coated in ice. They reflect the light, creating a shimmering, ghostly glow. It is a quiet, secret place, a womb for stars. In these dark clouds, gravity is slowly pulling the dust together, clumping, compacting, warming. It is the slow, gentle process of creation. It happens in the dark. It happens in the silence. We can synchronize our breathing with the rotation of the galaxy. It is a slow breath. Inhale for 100 million years. Exhale for 100 million years. Of course, we cannot breathe that slowly, but we can imagine the rhythm. We can let our internal clock slow down to match the galactic clock. The racing of the heart slows. The racing of the thoughts slows. We are expanding our sense of now to include the deep past and the deep future. In the context of the galaxy, there is no emergency. There is only the slow evolution of structure. The halo of the galaxy surrounds the disk like a sphere of faint mist. We will explore it later, but for now, just sense its presence. A vast, invisible shell of dark matter. and ancient stars that encases the bright disk. It protects the galaxy. It holds it together. We are inside a protective bubble, floating in the dark ocean of the universe. The Milky Way is our ship. It is large enough for all of us. It is steady enough for the deepest sleep. Let the image of the spiral arms fill your mind, curved, graceful, sweeping. They are the shape of water going down a drain, the shape of a hurricane, the shape of a shell. It is a fundamental pattern of nature. To meditate on a spiral is to follow a line that leads inward, deeper and deeper toward the center. We are following that line now. We are letting our focus drift from the outer edges, moving slowly inward, carried by the stream of stars drifting toward the heart of the rest. The dust lanes are like velvet curtains. They block the light, creating spaces of shadow. Sleep requires shadow. The galaxy provides it. Vast regions of shadow light years across. We can hide there. We can tuck ourselves into the folds of the Milky Way, covered by the blanket of interstellar dust, shielded from the brilliance of the core. It is cool there. It is still. As we end this first stage of our journey, we are simply floating above the disk, taking in the panorama. The sheer scale of it washes over us, not as something overwhelming, but as something supportive. It is too big to fail. It is too heavy to be moved. It is a solid foundation for our dreams. The river of light flows on, silent and silver, a stream of consciousness that has no beginning and no end. We are just drops of water in this river, flowing together, drifting toward the great quiet ocean of sleep. We descend slowly from our high vantage point, drifting downward through the vacuum, moving closer to the majestic spiral arms of the Milky Way. As we approach, the texture of the galaxy changes. It is no longer just a smooth band of light. It reveals itself as a landscape of immense depth and complexity. We are entering the realm of the nebulae, the vast glowing clouds of gas and dust that serve as the nurseries of the stars. These are the quietest places in the galaxy, the deep, dark bedrooms where the seeds of light lie sleeping, wrapped in blankets of hydrogen and cold dust. Imagine drifting into one of these great clouds. It is like entering a cavern of cathedral proportions, light years across, filled with a soft, luminous mist. The gas here is mostly hydrogen, the simplest element in the universe, left over from the Big Bang. Under the influence of nearby stars, this gas glows with a gentle, ethereal red light. It is a warm, rose-colored twilight that permeates the cloud, casting long, soft shadows against the dark background. It is a color that signifies warmth and beginning, a womb-like glow that feels protective and enclosed. Floating here, we are surrounded by silence. The density of the gas is incredibly low, far thinner than the air we breathe, yet over distances of trillions of miles, it accumulates into a substance that can block out the light of the universe outside. We are hidden. The bright, busy center of the galaxy is obscured by the walls of the nebula. The myriad stars are veiled. We are in a private space, a secret pocket of the cosmos where the work of creation happens in slow motion. Deep within these dark pillars of dust, gravity is working its patient magic. It is the same force that holds us to our beds, but here it acts on individual atoms, pulling them gently toward one another. One atom finds another, then a grain of dust joins them, then a pebble. Over millions of years, this slow gathering continues. It is a clumping together, a snuggling down of matter. There is no rush. Gravity has all the time it needs. It gently folds the gas inward, compressing it, warming it, creating a dense core hidden deep within the cloud. These are the protostars. They are not yet stars. They are not yet burning. They are sleeping giants, gathering mass, growing heavier and warmer in their slumber. They are wrapped in thick cocoons of dust that shield them from the cold of space. Imagine a star in its embryonic state, a ball of warm gas rotating slowly in the dark, gathering its strength for the long life ahead. It is a peaceful image, the potential for light resting in the darkness. The shapes of the nebulae are sculpted by the light of the older stars around them. They form towering pillars, mountains of gas light years high, eroded slowly by the stellar winds. But this erosion is not violent. It is like the slow wearing away of stone by water. It creates beautiful organic shapes, elephant trunks, eagle wings, cosmic cliffs that glow at the edges where the starlight touches them. These structures hang suspended in the void, motionless to the human eye, frozen in a moment of cosmic time. They are statues of mist, monuments to silence. To drift through a nebula is to drift through a dream. The colors shift subtly from deep red to violet to faint blue. The dust grains sparkle like diamond dust caught in a sunbeam. Everything is soft edges. There are no hard lines here. The gas fades into the vacuum. The light fades into the dark. It is a place of blurring boundaries where matter and space mix effortlessly. It invites the mind to let go of its own hard edges, to soften, to blend with the surroundings. We pass a region where a cluster of new stars has recently woken up. They have emerged from their cocoons, brilliant and blue, shining with a fierce, clean light. They are the jewels of the nebula, illuminating the gas from within, making the cloud glow like a paper lantern. They are huddled together, a family of stars born from the same cloud, bound by gravity. They will travel together through the galaxy for a while, a cluster of siblings moving through the spiral arm, before slowly drifting apart to live their separate lives. But for now, they are together, sharing the warmth of their birth. The contrast between the cold, dark dust and the hot, bright stars is the heartbeat of the galaxy. Cold and hot, dark and light, sleep and wakefulness. The galaxy breathes in this cycle. It takes the ashes of old stars, cools them down into dust, and then breathes new life into them to create new suns. It is a perfect recycling system, a circle of life that plays out on a scale of billions of years. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is lost. Every atom in your body was once part of this cycle, floating in a nebula, sleeping in a star, drifting in the void. We are part of this eternal flow. The dust of the Milky Way is not like the dust under a bed. It is made of tiny grains of carbon and silicon, coated in ices, water ice, methane ice, ammonia ice. It is the raw material of planets. It is the stuff of oceans and mountains. In these clouds, the water of future worlds is floating as microscopic crystals, shimmering in the dark. It is a frozen reservoir of potential life waiting for the right moment to melt and flow. As we move through the Orion Spur, we see these clouds everywhere. The Orion Nebula, the Lagoon Nebula, the Eagle Nebula. They are the landmarks of our neighborhood. They are the quiet places. If the stars are the cities, the nebulae are the forests. They are the places of rest. We can mentally tuck ourselves into one of these clouds. Imagine pulling the blanket of interstellar dust up to your chin. It is heavy, insulating, and safe. The radiation of the universe cannot reach you here. You are cushioned by light years of soft gas. The movement here is fluid. The gas flows like a slow river. Eddies and currents swirl in the dark, driven by the heat of the stars. But the viscosity is low. The movement is effortless. It is the ultimate going with the flow. There is no resistance. To sleep is to enter this state of flow, to let the current take you where it will, trusting that you are held by the medium in which you float. Let us focus on the darkness between the stars again. The Great Rift. It looks like a tear in the sky, a place where the stars are missing, but they are not missing. They are just hidden. It is a dark river flowing through the bright river. It reminds us that darkness is not empty. It is full of substance. Sleep is like the Great Rift. It looks like a gap in our consciousness, a missing piece of the day. But it is not empty. It is full of restoration. It is where the work of the body happens. It is where the mind heals. We need the dark rifts to make the bright stars shine. We need the sleep to make the waking meaningful. The galaxy is nurturing. It protects its young. It provides the materials for life. It holds us in its gravitational arms. It is a mother figure on a cosmic scale. The Milky Way. The name itself implies nourishment. A river of milk feeding the night sky. We can feel a sense of gratitude toward this vast structure. It is our home in the universe. It is the only place we know where life exists. It is a rare and precious island. And we are lucky to be here, drifting in its calm currents. As we leave the nebula, we look back at the billowing clouds of gas. They look like pillows, giant cosmic pillows piled up in the night, soft, fluffy, inviting. The visual language of the galaxy is one of comfort. Spheres, spirals, clouds, round shapes, soft textures. The universe is telling us to relax. It is showing us that at the largest scales, reality is smooth. The jagged edges of our daily lives are just microscopic imperfections. Zoom out far enough and everything becomes a cloud. We drift back into the open space of the spiral arm. The stars are all around us again, a field of diamonds on black velvet. But now we know where they came from. We know they came from the quiet dark, and we know they will eventually return to it. The cycle is slow, but it is sure. The rotation of the galaxy carries us onward. We are moving at hundreds of thousands of miles per hour, but we feel no wind. We feel no vibration. We are coasting. The inertia of the galaxy carries us. We do not need to expend any energy to move. We can just be. This is the lesson of the nebulae. Great things are born from stillness, from patience, from the slow accumulation of the dark. Do not be afraid of the dark. Do not be afraid of the stillness. It is the creative force of the universe. It is where the stars come from. It is where you are going now, into the quiet, into the cloud, into the rest. Leaving the soft, misty embrace of the nebulae, we drift back out into the open clarity of the galactic disk. Here, the view opens up. The fog lifts. We are floating in the great expanse, surrounded on all sides by the quiet sentinels of the Milky Way. The stars. From a distance, they look identical, pinpricks of white light against the black. But as we move closer, drifting through the vacuum like a leaf on a slow stream, we see that they are as diverse as the people on Earth. They are the individuals of the galaxy, each with its own character, its own color, its own quiet destiny. Most of the stars we see are not like our sun. They are smaller, cooler, and redder. These are the red dwarfs. They are the most common citizens of the Milky Way, making up 3/4 of all the stars in the galaxy. They are the quiet introverts of the cosmos. A red dwarf is a small glowing ember, burning its fuel with extreme frugality. Because they are so small and burn so slowly, they live for an incredibly long time. While a massive blue star might burn out in a few million years, a red dwarf can keep shining for trillions of years. Think of that patience, trillions of years. These little stars will still be glowing gently long after our sun has faded, long after the bright spiral arms have dimmed. They are the endurance runners of the universe. They do not seek attention. They are too dim to be seen with the naked eye from Earth. Even the nearest one, Proxima Centauri, is invisible to us without a telescope. They hide in the darkness, keeping their warmth close, glowing with a steady, deep red light that signals a profound stability. To meditate on a red dwarf is to meditate on the concept of enough. They have enough fuel. They have enough time. They do not rush. They simply exist, warm and steady, for an eternity. We can imagine warming our hands by the light of a red dwarf. It is not a harsh light. It is the color of a dying fire in a hearth, the color of sunset, the color of the final moments of the day. It is a sleepy light. It tells the body that it is time to rest. The galaxy is full of these sleepy lanterns, billions of them, scattered through the dark like candles in a vast cathedral. They keep the vigil. They hold the darkness at bay, just enough to be comforting, not enough to be disturbing. Then there are the yellow stars, like our sun. They are the steady workers, bright, steady, reliable. They burn with a clean, white-yellow light. They are the parents of planets, the hearths of solar systems. Our sun has been burning for 4.5 billion years, and it will burn for billions more. It is halfway through its life, in the prime of its existence. It is a symbol of constancy. Every day it rises, every day it sets. It is the metronome of our lives. But here, in the deep space of the galaxy, the sun is just another star, a speck of gold dust floating in the spiral arm. Seeing it from the outside reduces its dominance. It becomes just one friendly light among many, a reminder that we have a home, a warm place waiting for us. but we are free to float in the cool distance for a while. And occasionally, rarely, we see the blue giants. These are the celebrities of the galaxy. Massive, hot, brilliant, they shine with a piercing sapphire light that illuminates the dust for light years around. They are beautiful, but they are fleeting. They burn their candle at both ends. They are a reminder that intense energy cannot last. The universe favors the slow. The universe favors the quiet. The blue giants are brief sparks. The red dwarfs are the eternal embers. In the context of sleep, we want to be red dwarfs. We want to lower our energy output. We want to cool down. We want to settle in for the long haul. The space between these stars is vast. This is perhaps the most important thing to understand about the galaxy. It is mostly empty. If the sun were a grapefruit in New York, the next nearest star would be another grapefruit in California. Between them is nothing but silence. This emptiness is not a waste of space. It is a luxury. It is privacy. It is insulation. The vast distances protect the stars from colliding. They protect the planetary systems from disruption. They allow each other to breathe. We often feel crowded in our lives, surrounded by noise and demands. But in the galaxy, there is room. There is so much room. You could float for 1,000,000 years and never bump into anything. The void is a cushion. It absorbs noise. It absorbs light. It creates a sense of profound isolation, but not loneliness. It is the isolation of a sanctuary, a place where you can be absolutely alone with your thoughts, or better yet, without your thoughts. Light travels through this void at a finite speed. This means that when we look across the galaxy, we are looking back in time. We see the stars not as they are now, but as they were when the light left them. We are looking at a history book written in photons. The light from a star on the other side of the galaxy left its surface before human beings existed. It has been traveling through the silence for tens of thousands of years, passing through dust clouds, crossing spiral arms, dodging planets, until finally it reaches your eye. It is an ancient messenger. It is a connection to the past. There is a gentleness to this speed limit. It means that news travels slowly in the universe. Nothing happens instantly. If a star explodes on the other side of the Milky Way, we won't know about it for 50,000 years. The universe buffers us from immediate shocks. There is a delay, a lag. It creates a sense of detachment. We are watching a movie that was filmed eons ago. We can relax knowing that the events we see are already history. They cannot hurt us. They are just light. Drifting through the star fields, we notice that many stars are not alone. They come in pairs, binary systems. Two stars orbiting a common center of gravity. They dance around each other in the dark. Sometimes they are equal, two suns of the same size. Sometimes they are mismatched, a bright giant and a dim dwarf. They are companions. They are held together by the invisible bond of gravity. They circle endlessly, a celestial waltz that never stops. It is a romantic image, two souls bound together in the vastness, never touching, but always connected, spinning through the void together. It reminds us of the connections in our own lives, the gravity that holds us to our loved ones, invisible but unbreakable. Planets orbit these stars, unseen specks of rock and gas, trillions of worlds, worlds of ice, worlds of lava, worlds of ocean, worlds of diamond. Most of them are barren and silent. Wind sweeps across desolate plains of red dust. Waves crash on the shores of black oceans under a purple sky. Rain made of methane falls on mountains of water ice. These are the silent stages of the galaxy. No audience watches them. They perform their geological cycles in privacy. It is comforting to know that there are so many places where nothing is happening. No traffic, no emails, no news. Just the wind and the rocks in the starlight. 1 trillion places of perfect peace. Our own solar system is enclosed in a bubble called the heliosphere, created by the wind from our sun. It pushes back against the interstellar medium. Every star has one of these bubbles. They are like little cocoons, little houses in the dark. We are drifting between the houses. We are in the interstellar medium. The air here is thin, just a few atoms per cubic meter. It is the purest vacuum. It is clean, it is cold, it is still. As we float, we can visualize the star field rotating around us, slowly. The entire sky is turning. It is a carousel of lights. But we are not dizzy. We are centered. We are the axis. The universe turns around us. This is the illusion of perspective, and it is a gift. It allows us to feel stable while everything else moves. The stars rise and set, but the deep self remains still. Let's focus on the color of the starlight again. It is mostly white, but filtered through the dust, it warms to gold and orange. It is the color of nostalgia, the color of old photographs. The Milky Way is an antique structure. It has seen so much, it carries the weight of its years with grace. It does not try to be new, it is content to be ancient. There is wisdom in the galaxy, the wisdom of rocks, the wisdom of fire, the wisdom of long, slow cycles. We are passing a region of old stars now, a globular cluster. It is a ball of 1,000,000 stars, packed tight like a swarm of bees, but frozen in place. These stars are among the oldest in the universe, formed when the galaxy was just a baby. They are red and gold, huddled together for comfort in the halo of the galaxy. They have orbited the center thousands of times. They are the elders of the tribe. They have burned steadily for 12 billion years. They are a testament to stability. Things can last. Things do endure. The night does not destroy them. It frames them. The gravity of the cluster holds it together against the tide of the galaxy. It is a community, a city of ancient lights. We drift past it, respectful of its age. It glows like a distant city, seen from an airplane window at night, a patch of warmth in the black landscape. It is peaceful to watch it pass. The further we drift, the more the stars blur together. We are not looking at individual points anymore, but a fabric of light. A tapestry woven from billions of threads. It covers us. It is a blanket of photons. We can pull it up. We can wrap ourselves in the Milky Way. It is light, but it is heavy with history. It is warm with fusion. It is soft with distance. We are midway through our journey across the galaxy. We have seen the nursery clouds. We have seen the adult stars. We have seen the ancient elders. We see the continuity of life. The galaxy is a living organism, breathing, growing, aging, but so slowly that it looks like a statue. We can rest in that slowness. We can borrow the patience of the red dwarf. We can borrow the stability of the yellow sun. We can borrow the privacy of the void. The stars are the nightlights in the hallway of eternity. They are on. They are steady. You can close your eyes. You don't need to watch them. They will keep burning. The universe is functioning perfectly. The physics are working. The gravity is holding. You can let go. You can drift. You are safe in the sea of stars. The galaxy appears motionless in the sky, a frozen river of light. But this is an illusion born of our short lives. If we could speed up the passage of time, watching eons fly by in seconds, we would see that the Milky Way is not a statue, but a wheel. It is turning. The entire disk, with all its billions of stars and clouds and planets, is rotating around the center. But this rotation is not a frantic spin. It is a slow, majestic pirouette that takes 250 million years to complete. We are moving. Our sun, and the Earth along with it, is traveling at 500,000 miles per hour through the dark. Yet, we feel no wind. We feel no vibration. The ride is perfectly smooth, and we are passengers on a cruise ship the size of a galaxy, sailing through the intergalactic night. This journey is called a galactic year. It takes the sun about 225 million years to make just one lap around the Milky Way. Think about that time scale. The last time the sun was in this part of its orbit, the Earth looked completely different. There were no humans, no mammals. The dinosaurs were just beginning to rise. The supercontinent Pangaea was starting to break apart. Since then, mountains have risen and worn away. Oceans have opened and closed. Ice ages have come and gone. And all that time, the sun has just been completing a single leisurely circle. It puts our hurried lives into perspective. The galaxy operates on a schedule so slow that it feels like eternity. We can relax into this deep time. There is no deadline. The journey is the destination. But the motion of the sun is even more soothing than a simple circle. As we orbit the center, we also drift up and down. Imagine a horse on a carousel, rising and falling gently as it goes round and round. The sun bobs up and down through the flat disk of the galaxy. We rise above the plane, looking down at the spiral arms, and then we sink below it, looking up at the dust lanes. This cycle takes millions of years. It is a cosmic rocking motion. The solar system is being rocked in the cradle of the Milky Way, up and down, slowly, gently, over and over again. We are currently close to the center of the plane, in the thick of the disk. We are tucked inside the blanket. In a few million years, we will rise out of it again. But for now, we are deep within the stream, protected on all sides by the stars and the gas. This rocking motion is the heartbeat of our travel. It is a wave that carries us. We can close our eyes and imagine this sensation, being carried by a current that is vast and strong and steady. We are not stagnant. We are flowing. What holds this spinning wheel together? If we look at the visible stars, there isn't enough gravity to keep them from flying apart. The galaxy spins too fast. By all rights, it should fling its stars out into the void like water droplets from a spinning tire. But it doesn't. Something else is there, something invisible, something heavy. We call it dark matter. It is a mysterious name, but in the context of our rest, think of dark matter not as a spooky ghost, but as a heavy, comforting quilt. It surrounds the galaxy. It permeates the spaces between the stars. It is 5 times more abundant than the ordinary matter we can see. It creates a vast, invisible halo that extends far beyond the visible spiral arms. It is a glass bowl in which the galaxy sits. It is the scaffolding that holds the structure up. We cannot see it. We cannot touch it. Light passes right through it, but we can feel its gravity. It is the heavy hand of the universe, pressing down, holding everything in place. It binds the stars to their orbits. It keeps the gas clouds from dissipating. It is the invisible glue of reality. There's a great comfort in this. It means that the visible world, the world of light and noise and activity, is just the surface. Beneath it, holding it all up, is a deep, silent ocean of substance that never changes, never glows, never shouts. It just holds. This invisible ocean acts as a dampener. It stabilizes the disk. Without it, the Milky Way might be unstable, warping and twisting violently. But the dark matter halo keeps it flat and steady. It is the keel of the ship, unseen beneath the water, keeping us upright in the waves. We are floating in this substance. We are bathed in it. It passes through the earth and through us as if we weren't there. It is a ghost of gravity, a silent partner in our existence. The interplay between the visible and the invisible is the balance of the cosmos. Light and dark, matter and shadow, we need both. We need the sun to wake us, but we need the dark matter to hold us. We can visualize the galaxy as a lit-up city at night, and dark matter as the solid ground beneath the buildings. We don't see the ground in the dark, but we trust it. We know it is there. We know we will not fall through. The universe has a floor. As we drift in our mental spaceship, we can feel this solidity. The galaxy is not a fragile thing. It is massive. It is heavy. It has inertia. It is not easily moved. This heaviness translates into a feeling of security. We are small, but we are anchored to something big. We are not just drifting aimlessly in a chaotic void. We are part of a system that has structure, rules, and permanence. Let's return to the rotation. The stars closer to the center move faster. The stars further out move slower. This differential rotation is what winds the galaxy up, creating the beautiful spiral pattern. The spiral arms are not solid structures. They are patterns, like traffic jams on a highway. Stars enter the arm, slow down, shine brightly, and then move out the other side. We are currently between arms, in the Orion Spur. We are in the clear stretch of highway. The traffic is light. The road is open. We can cruise. The wind of the galaxy is the flow of the interstellar gas. As the galaxy spins, the gas moves, creating currents. But in the vacuum, this wind is silent. It is a pressure, not a noise. It pushes against the sun's magnetic bubble, shaping it into a teardrop tail that trails behind us. We are leaving a wake in the galaxy. We are marking our path. But the path closes up behind us, the gas settling back into stillness, erasing our footprints. We leave no trace, we are just passing through. This anonymity is restful. We do not need to make a mark. We do not need to be remembered by the void. We can just experience the passage. The stars above us are not fixed. They are all moving. The constellations we see from Earth, Orion, Ursa Major, Cassiopeia, are temporary patterns. In 100,000 years, they will be gone, the stars having drifted into new arrangements. The sky is a kaleidoscope that turns very, very slowly. The shapes change, but the light remains. It teaches us that forms are temporary, but the essence is eternal. The specific worries of your day are like the constellations. They seem fixed and permanent, but they are just temporary arrangements of light. They will drift apart, they will dissolve. The background stays. We are entering a region of the galaxy called the local bubble. It is a cavity in the gas cleared out by ancient supernovae explosions millions of years ago. We are traveling through a relatively empty room in the galactic house. The walls of this room are clouds of dense gas, but the interior is clear. This means our view is good. We can see out. It also means we are in a quiet zone, protected from the denser clouds. It is a safe harbor, a clearing in the cosmic forest. We can rest here. The movement of the galaxy is circular, and the circle is a symbol of wholeness. It has no beginning and no end. It feeds into itself. To meditate on the circle is to meditate on completion. The galaxy is complete. It does not need anything from outside. It recycles its stars. It keeps its own time. It is a self-contained universe. When we sleep, we become self-contained. We pull our energy in. We close the circle of our awareness. We become whole again. Drifting along the spiral arm, we can see the wake of the spiral, the trailing edge where the old stars drift out. It creates a feathering effect, like the edge of a cloud. It is soft and blurred. The galaxy does not have hard boundaries. It fades gently into the intergalactic medium. It is porous. It breathes. We can breathe with it, expanding and contracting, rotating and revolving. The heavy invisible blanket of dark matter is tucked in tight around the edges of the galaxy. It keeps the stars from wandering off. It says, "Stay here. You belong here." It is a force of belonging. We belong to this place. We are not aliens in the universe. We are its children. We grew out of this disk. We are the consciousness of the Milky Way. When we sleep, the galaxy sleeps. We can feel the rotation in our bones now. A slow, counterclockwise turn, leaning into the curve. It is like the feeling of falling asleep in a moving car or a train, the rhythmic motion that lulls the brain. The engine is humming deep below. The vibration is constant. The direction is forward. We can trust the driver. We can trust the laws of physics to steer us through the night. The galactic year continues. We have traveled thousands of miles just since we started listening to this part of the journey, but we haven't lifted a finger. The universe moves us. We are carried by grace. We are carried by gravity. And so, held by the invisible ocean of dark matter, rocked by the waves of the galactic disk, and spinning slowly on the great wheel of time, we drift onward. We are moving toward the center now, toward the heart of the galaxy, toward the source of the gravity. But there is no rush. The journey is long, and the night is deep. We are leaving the open waters of the spiral arms now. The dark spaces between the stars are beginning to shrink. As we drift inward, pulled gently by the deepening gravity of the galactic core, the sky around us begins to change. We are approaching the central bulge of the Milky Way. If the spiral arms are the suburbs, sprawling and quiet, the bulge is the ancient city center, a place where the lights are always on, glowing with a warmth that has persisted for eons. From a distance, the bulge looks like a dome of light rising from the flat disk of the galaxy. It is not a sharp point, but a soft, billowing cloud of radiance. The color shifts from the cool blues and whites of the outer arms to a deep, rich yellow and orange. This is because the stars here are old. They are the red giants and the yellow dwarfs, stars that have lived long lives, burned through their volatile youth, and settled into a stable golden maturity. They are the elders of the galaxy, gathered together in the center to share their light. Imagine entering this region. The black of space is replaced by a perpetual twilight. The sheer number of stars creates a background glow, a golden haze that permeates the vacuum. It is like entering a room lit by thousands of candles. The light is soft, diffuse, and omnidirectional. There are no hard shadows here. Everything is bathed in this amber radiance. It feels warm. It feels established. It feels like a place that has not changed in 10 billion years. These stars orbit the center in chaotic, swarm-like paths, unlike the orderly traffic of the spiral arms. They dive in and out, weaving a complex three-dimensional web of orbits. But in the slow motion of cosmic time, this chaos looks like a dance, a beehive of activity where no one collides, a perfectly choreographed ball where billions of dancers move without stepping on each other's toes. It is a system of immense complexity that maintains its own stability through the sheer law of averages. Hovering around this central bulge, like moths circling a lantern, are the globular clusters. We drift toward one now. It is a spherical collection of stars, packed so tightly together that in the center, they are only light weeks apart. From the eon outside, a globular cluster looks like a ball of diamond dust, a celestial snow globe frozen in the sky. These are the oldest structures in the Milky Way, relics from the very formation of the galaxy. They are the foundation stones. To float inside a globular cluster is to be surrounded by a sky of fire. There is no night here. If a planet existed around a star in the center of a cluster, its sky would be filled with thousands of suns, some brighter than the full moon. It would be a world of eternal day, a world without darkness. While we need darkness to sleep, there's something soothing about the idea of a light that never fails. It represents a total absence of fear. There are no dark corners here. There is only the company of the stars. It is a crowded, cozy neighborhood where isolation is impossible. The stars in these clusters are chemically pure, made mostly of hydrogen and helium. They lack the heavy metals of the newer generations. They are simple stars. They burn cleanly. They are fossils of a simpler time in the universe. We can admire their purity. We can admire their endurance. They have held on to each other through gravity for 13 billion years. They are a family that never breaks up. Drifting back out of the cluster, we return to the view of the galactic bar. Our galaxy is not just a spiral. It is a barred spiral. A straight bridge of stars runs through the center, connecting the spiral arms. It looks like a glowing rod of light, a cosmic spindle. This bar rotates as a solid unit, stirring the galaxy like a spoon in a cup of coffee. It channels gas inward, slowly feeding the core. It is the mechanism that keeps the galaxy alive, moving fuel to where it is needed. The rotation of the bar is slow and hypnotic. It turns with a steady rhythm. We can visualize this stirring motion, round and round, mixing the stars, mixing the light. It creates a sense of fluid motion. The galaxy is not solid. It is a fluid of light. We are floating in this fluid. It is thick like honey. It is warm like amber. It supports us. As we get closer to the center, the dust lanes become thicker. They are silhouettes against the bright background of the core. These are the dark clouds of the interior. They are dense and cold. They shield us from the blinding intensity of the nucleus. We can hide behind them. We can use them as curtains. Even in the brightest room, there are places of shade. We can find a spot in the shadow of a giant molecular cloud and rest there, watching the golden glow of the bulge from a safe distance. The gravity here is stronger. We can feel the pull of the mass. It is a grounding sensation. In the outer arms, we felt light and airy. Here, we feel heavy and settled. The galaxy is holding us tight. It is a hug from the cosmos, a weighted blanket of stars. It presses down on us, quieting the nervous system, stilling the limbs. We are caught in the gravitational well, and it feels good to stop resisting. It feels good to sink. The sound of this place, if we could hear the radio waves converted to audio, would be a dense white noise. The crackle of billions of stars, the hiss of gas, a wall of sound that blocks out everything else. It is like the sound of rain on a roof or the roar of the ocean. Continuous, featureless, soothing. It drowns out the specific thoughts of the mind and leaves only a wash of sensation. We are seeing the collective history of the Milky Way here. The red giants are stars in the autumn of their lives. They have swollen up, cooling down, turning red. They are shedding their outer layers, breathing them back into space. These planetary nebulae, shells of glowing gas around dying stars, are like flowers blooming in the garden of the center. They are colorful puffs of smoke, green, blue, red, fading gently into the ether. They are the final breaths of the stars, peaceful exhalations, letting go. The lesson of the bulge is one of community. In the spiral arms, stars are lonely pioneers. Here, they are part of a civilization. They are packed together, sharing the darkness, lighting up the void with their combined strength. It reminds us that we are part of a greater whole. We are not isolated specks. We are part of the fabric of humanity, just as these stars are part of the fabric of the galaxy. We can relax into that connection. We don't have to carry the light alone. There are billions of others shining with us. The color gold is healing. It is the color of value, of warmth, of the sun. The center of the galaxy is a golden heart. We are drifting into that heart, not to be burned, but to be warmed, to be melted, to lose our rigidity. The heat of the stars softens the edges of our worries. They melt away like ice in warm water. We are becoming liquid. We are joining the flow of the bar. The vast distances we crossed in the earlier parts of our journey have condensed. Everything is closer now. The intimacy of the galaxy is revealed. We are moving from the macro to the micro, from the empty void to the crowded center. But the crowd is not noisy. It is a silent congregation, a gathering of lights, a vigil. We can rest our eyes on this golden haze. It is soft focus. There are no sharp lines to analyze, just a gradient of light, brighter in the middle, fading to the edges. It is easy on the eyes. It is easy on the mind. It is a visual lullaby. And so, surrounded by the elders of the galaxy, watched over by the globular clusters, and warmed by the light of a billion ancient suns, we drift deeper. We are approaching the very center now, the mysterious point around which everything turns. The anchor, the singularity. But that is for the next stage of our journey. For now, we just float in the golden twilight, bathed in the amber glow of the galactic heart. We have journeyed through the spiral arms, floated through the misty nebulae, and basked in the golden glow of the galactic bulge. Now, the light around us intensifies to a level of brilliance that the human mind can barely conceive. We are entering the nuclear star cluster, the very heart of the Milky Way. Here, the stars are packed together tighter than anywhere else in the galaxy. If you lived on a planet here, you would not see a dark sky with points of light. You would see a continuous sheet of brilliance, a ceiling of fire. But we are drifting through it safely, like a spirit moving through a storm of light. We are headed for the center point, the pivot, the axis upon which the entire great wheel turns. Ahead of us lies a region of swirling gas glowing in radio waves and X-rays, heated by the friction of its own movement. It is a spiral within a spiral, a whirlpool of matter flowing inward, and at the very center of this whirlpool there is nothing. A dark sphere, a shadow in the fire. This is Sagittarius A18, the supermassive black hole, the queen of the galaxy. Do not think of it as a monster. Think of it as the great anchor. It is an object with the mass of 4 million suns, crushed down into a space no larger than a single solar system. It is heavy. It is the heaviest thing we will ever encounter. Its gravity is the ultimate grounding force. It sits in the middle of the Milky Way like a heavy stone sitting in the middle of a trampoline, pulling the fabric of space-time down into a deep, smooth well. The entire galaxy, all 400 billion stars, is dancing around this point. It is the conductor of the orchestra. It keeps the rhythm. It holds the structure. We drift closer, caught in the gentle outer currents of its gravity. We see stars here, the S-stars, moving at incredible speeds. They loop around the darkness in tight, fast orbits, like skaters whipping around a turn. But from our slow-motion perspective, they are graceful. They are performing a gravitational ballet. They dive in close to the black hole, speed up, swing around, and fly back out, only to return again. They are tethered. They are safe. They are playing a game of cosmic tag with the dark. As we look at the black hole itself, we see the accretion disk, a flat ring of glowing gas spinning around the event horizon. It is a carousel of light. The colors are extreme, ultraviolet, X-ray. But to our inner eye, they appear as a deep swirling purple and white. It is mesmerizing. To watch it is to be hypnotized. Round and round it goes, spiraling inward, a river of light flowing into the dark drain of the universe. The event horizon is the edge of the shadow. It is the point of no return. But it is also a point of absolute privacy. Whatever crosses that line leaves the visible universe forever. It enters a place of silence, so profound that no signal can ever escape it. It is the ultimate secret. There is something comforting about a place that cannot be observed. In a universe full of information, full of light, full of noise, the interior of the black hole is a sanctuary of the unknown. It is a room with the door locked and the curtains drawn. A place where the laws of physics as we know them retire to sleep. Time, which has been slowing down throughout our journey, comes to a near standstill here. The gravity is so intense that it stretches the seconds into hours, the hours into years. If we were to hover just above the event horizon, we would see the rest of the universe speeding up, galaxies rising and setting like flickering lights. But here, in the gravity well, we are frozen in an eternal now. The rush is over. The ticking clock stops. We have found the pause button of the cosmos. We can rest here. We can hover in this suspended state, held by the grip of 4 million suns. The weight of the black hole is a comfort. It feels like a heavy blanket pressing down, keeping us secure. We are not floating aimlessly anymore. We are held. We are anchored. The gravity pulls on every atom of our being, aligning us, settling us. It is a deep tissue massage for the soul, pressing out the tension, pulling us down into the deepest level of relaxation. The darkness of the hole is not empty blackness, it is a solid blackness. It is a sphere of silence. It sits there, unmoving, while the galaxy spins around it. It is the eye of the storm. The winds of starlight and gas may howl around it, but the center is calm. We are in that center. We are in the quiet place. The noise of the galaxy is on the outside, a distant hum. Inside, there is only the feeling of weight and peace. The black hole recycles the universe. It swallows the old gas, the dust, the stray matter. It cleans the galaxy. It is the great composter, taking the material of the past and locking it away or converting it into pure energy that jets out from the poles. It is part of the ecosystem. It is natural. It is necessary. We can respect it. We can bow to its magnitude. Imagine the spin of the black hole itself. It is rotating, dragging space along with it. Space itself is twisted into a spiral here. We are gently twisted with it. A slow, ringing motion, like wringing out a warm towel. We are being wrung out. The stress is being squeezed out of us. The worry is being squeezed out. We are left limp and soft, drifting in the swirl. There are no sharp edges here either. Gravity makes everything round. The horizon is a perfect sphere. The orbits are ellipses. The flow is fluid. It is a geometry of curves. Sleep is a curve. It circles back to where we started. We are circling the drain of sleep, getting closer and closer to the drop. We are just outside the event horizon now. We are looking into the abyss. But it is not a scary abyss. It is a velvet abyss. It looks soft, it looks deep. It looks like the most comfortable bed in existence, a bed of infinite depth. To fall into it would be to fall forever, suspended in weightlessness, embraced by the dark. The light from the accretion disk casts long, shifting shadows across our minds. It is a twilight realm, the borderland between the known and the unknown, between the waking world and the dream world. We are standing on the threshold. We are ready to cross over. The gravity is tugging at our eyelids, pulling them down. They feel heavy, like lead. They feel heavy, like neutron stars. They feel heavy, like the black hole. We can let go of the anchor now. Or rather, we can let the anchor take us. We don't need to swim against this current. It is too strong. It is the strongest force in the galaxy. Surrender to it. Let the gravity win. In the battle between will and gravity, gravity always wins in the end. And that is a relief. You don't have to fight anymore. You can just fall. The Milky Way is vast, but it all leads here. All the roads of starlight, all the rivers of dust, they all spiral down to this single point. This is the destination, the center of the mandala, the heart of the lotus. We have arrived. The hum of the universe is very low here, a deep resonant vibration that matches the deepest brainwaves of sleep, delta waves, slow and rolling. The black hole is singing a lullaby of low frequencies, a song of mass and time. It vibrates in the chest, it vibrates in the bones, it loosens the grip of the conscious mind. We are hovering on the edge of the final transition. The visible universe is behind us. The invisible universe is ahead. We are about to slip through the veil. The great anchor holds us steady as we prepare to let go of the last thread of light. We have reached the center. We have crossed the threshold. The swirling lights of the accretion disk are behind us now, fading into a soft purple blur, and then into nothing. We have slipped past the event horizon, not into destruction, but into the ultimate sanctuary. Here, inside the gravity of the great anchor, the laws of the outer world no longer apply. There is no light to hurt the eyes. There is no sound to disturb the ears. There is only the sensation of depth, infinite, comfortable depth. We are falling. But in space, falling is the same as floating. It is a surrender to the pull. We are falling toward the center of the pillow, falling toward the center of the night. The sensation is smooth, like sliding down a slide made of velvet, down and down, deeper and deeper. The galaxy is still spinning out there, millions of light years away, but it is no longer our concern. We have left the party, we have left the city. We are in the quiet room at the center of existence. Think of the Milky Way one last time, not as a place, but as a blanket. A blanket made of 400 billion stars, a blanket of dust and gas and dark matter. We are pulling that blanket up over our heads. It covers us completely. It is heavy, shimmering, and warm. It blocks out the cold of the intergalactic void. It blocks out the noise of history. We are tucked in by the galaxy itself. The rotation has stopped for us. The dizziness is gone. We are at the singularity of sleep, a point of infinite rest. Here, all the scattered thoughts of the day are crushed together, condensed and silenced. They lose their shape. They lose their power. They are just mass now. Heavy, silent mass sinking to the bottom of the well. We can feel the connection between our body and the cosmos dissolving. The atoms are returning to their neutral state. The electrons are slowing down. The energy is settling. We are no longer a distinct entity separate from the universe. We are merging with the background. We are becoming the dark matter. Invisible, heavy, everywhere and nowhere. The timeline of the universe stretches out before us and behind us, trillions of years. Against that scale, this night is just a blink, a tiny, safe pause. There is no rush to wake up. The universe has waited billions of years for you to exist. It can wait a few more hours for you to sleep. The stars are patient. The black holes are patient. You have permission to disconnect. We are drifting in the Buota's void of the mind, a region of absolute emptiness, no thoughts, no images, just the hum of presence. It is a relief to have nothing to look at. The screen is black, the theater is empty, the projector is off, the show is over. Breathing becomes the only movement left. A slow tide, in and out, expanding like the universe, contracting like a star, in and out. The rhythm is automatic. The body knows what to do. The galaxy knows how to spin. The lungs know how to breathe. You don't need to steer. You can take your hands off the wheel. The light of the Milky Way is a memory now, a soft, golden afterimage fading on the retina. It is replaced by the warm darkness of the inner eye. This darkness is nutritious. It feeds the brain. It restores the cells. It is the dark soil from which the dreams of tomorrow will grow. But for now, there are no dreams. Only the soil. Only the dark. We are traveling back to the time before the stars. The dark ages of the universe, before the first light turned on. It was a time of perfect equilibrium. The temperature was the same everywhere. The density was the same everywhere. No conflict, no contrast, just a smooth, endless sea of potential. We are floating in that sea. We are primordial. We are unformed. We are safe. The heavy hand of gravity is gentle now. It is just a pressure on the shoulders, a pressure on the eyelids. It is saying, lie down, stay here, don't move. It is a reassuring weight. It anchors us to the bed while the mind floats free. The body is the anchor, the mind is the voyager. The anchor is dropped, the ship is moored, the sails are down, the voyage is done. Good night to the spiral arms. They will keep winding without us. Good night to the Orion Spur, our quiet neighborhood. Good night to the nebulae, the soft pillows of gas. Good night to the stars, the billions of nightlights. Good night to the black hole, the silent guardian.